Hello and welcome to the HE Radio. I am here with Will.
Hey guys.
And I am Joe. Today we are looking at the recap of the Premier League fixtures over the past weekend. We are going to give our predictions for next week's games, weekly sports quiz, and we are also going to see how lockdown has affected sports through lockdown. Welcome back to the HE Radio Sports Show. We are going to run through the Premier League results of the weekend, starting with Crystal Palace against Newcastle, with Callum Wilson scoring in the 89th and Joe Linton scoring in the 90th.
Yeah, it was a very even game up until the last 15 minutes, really. I think Newcastle turned it on. They wanted the 3 points. They really do need them. Both teams needed them 3 points, but Palace come up short. Palace now are battling amongst the bottom six in the Premier League. I know it's early in the season, but they really do need to get out of that bottom six and run on and get some points to bring them up into the middle of the table.
Secondly, we had Brighton against Liverpool, which was 1-1. Jota in the 60th, and then a penalty for Brighton in the 93rd minute in stoppage time.
Yeah, that was a big controversial game over the weekend. That was the main headlines. Liverpool felt like they were robbed of a win, and Brighton praised that they got 1 point this week. Jurgen Klopp did have an argument with BT journalist Des Kelly over the 5 substitution rule and over VAR in general, which really did spark a lot of controversy to Premier League fans and the other Premier League teams, that they need to confront the FA and the Premier League on VAR and how refs use it and if it's fair or if it's not.
Yeah, for sure. And Man City, Burnley. For me, Man City are back.
Yeah.
5-0. We had Mahrez scoring 3. Ben Mendy and Torres also scoring to make the 5 up.
I think with Manchester City at the moment, they need to get a couple more wins to really give them that oomph. I mean, they lost to Tottenham last week 2-0, and they were outplayed in that match. They had no chance. But no, this is a good win for City. It should be an easy win, a comfortable win for them of all teams. They are one of the best in the world. But yeah, they need to get a couple more wins, give them more points, and get them up there back into that Premier League title race.
For sure. The fourth game of the game week was Everton 0, Leeds 1 with Raphael in the 79th.
That was another good game. Left it late, Leeds. They did. Rafinha, he really did score an absolute worldie. It went in beautifully to give Leeds 3 points, and they're doing quite well in the league, to be fair. They're sitting 12th in the table, but sadly Everton are now struggling. They had that really good form in the beginning of the season. Ancelotti doing wonders for them, but they're slowly losing that, and I just feel like they need to get...
Slowly. Yeah.
They're slowly needing to get their best players. James Rodriguez, Calvert-Lewin is still playing well, but they need to get him back to that goal-scoring physique that he was at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, definitely.
To get them back on track, and they've only moved down to 7th, but they couldn't do better.
West Brom 1, Sheffield United 0, Gallagher in the 13th. A score I weren't expecting, to be fair.
No, I wasn't expecting that either. I was hoping Sheffield United would push on and at least get 3 points. They're sitting bottom of the table. It's not looking good for them at the moment. But fair enough to West Brom. Got the 3 points. They held out Sheffield United for pretty much the whole game after they scored. And what can you say? That's how you win your games. No matter how you win, it's just that you get them 3 points.
There was going to be a winner, which would have been definitely West Brom, because I think both teams needed a point.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Why both go out and try and win when you both need a point?
That is very true, yeah.
So I was expecting a draw, to be fair. But for me, what no one was expecting at half-time, Southampton 2, Man United 3, with Bednarek and Ward-Prowse in the first half for Southampton. And then Cavani came on and changed the game.
Oh, don't it? Yeah, that was amazing.
An assist for Bruno Fernandes in the 59th, and then 2 goals in the 74th and in stoppage time. Half-time, weren't expecting that.
Brilliant. I mean, Southampton were amazing in that first half, picked apart Manchester United's defence, and Ward-Prowse, the free kick was brilliant, but I feel like David De Gea should have done better. It was a poor free kick for him not to save. But all credit to Ward-Prowse. He is one of the best free kick takers in the league. He's amazing. But no, I did not expect this. Edison Cavani hadn't done much since he joined Manchester United in October, but he's come and got them 3 points and pushed them back up the table, and
100%.
That's definitely what they needed. But Southampton are now sitting 5th place still. I think they're still happy with where they are, but I feel they'll be gutted.
I think they're down to 6th now because West Ham jumped in there.
Are they?
Yeah.
Didn't take that into account, but no. I think they'll still be happy with where they are, but I feel they'll be a bit gutted that they lost the 3 points there.
Yeah. Skipping straight past Chelsea Tottenham, 0-0. Arsenal 1, Wolves 2.
That was another controversial game this week. Players and managers and even ex-players, Alan Shearer was one of them that said, especially head injuries are a big risk in the game at the moment.
In any game as well.
Yeah, in any game. Raul Jimenez fractured his skull. Hope he gets well. Wish him a full recovery. But no, it's really bad for him. And even David Luiz got injured with his head, but he played on, which is fair enough. But head injuries need to be looked at a bit more from the FA and the Premier League, and they need to really
100%.
look at it.
Yeah,
and
100%.
they can't make players force themselves to keep playing. They need to bring them off because that, like Raul Jimenez, he was lucky he was brought off.
Yeah.
Because that was a bad injury. He's now in hospital. He's feeling fine now, but he's going to be out for at least he's going to be out for the rest of the season.
Next game for me, shock result of the weekend. Leicester 1, Fulham 2.
Yeah, I was not expecting that at all.
We had Lookman in the 30th.
Sadly enough,
penalty in the 38th, and then Harvey Barnes.
Consolation goal.
Yeah, in the 82nd.
I'm actually surprised Leicester are in this run of form at the moment. I mean, they haven't won in their last 2 games, and Fulham, amazing. I mean, they can finally score a penalty. We've all seen their penalties as of late. They have been a bit shocking, but they finally got a penalty. That's all that matters. And Ademola Lookman to get a goal, maybe get himself back on the right track with Fulham and just his game in general. I mean, the penalty he fluffed against West Ham must have really got into his head and not give him a lot of confidence. But Scott Parker's done the right decision to keep playing him, to get him back on track. But no, it is a shock result. But amazing thing is that's Fulham's latest win since the 2nd of November, so it's nearly took them a whole month to get back to winning ways. And yeah, why not?
And finally, a team on, I'd say, unreal form. West Ham 2, Aston Villa 1. Ogbonna in the 2nd minute. And then Jack Grealish with a good goal, but deflected. Harsh for it to go in, but...
Yeah.
And then Jarrod Bowen with a 46th minute header.
Weirdly enough, he's one of the smallest players on the pitch and he still manages to win a header. It's amazing. But yeah, West Ham are starting to pick up form. It's good. I mean, they were in a bit of disarray 2-3 years ago. And they have been in disarray of lack of signing of players. The owners haven't been putting in enough money, as fans are saying. But yeah, to get a win with what they've got, David Moyes is doing somewhat of a miracle there. Getting players working,
100%.
getting players on side and getting them winning games. Big plus was Mikel Antonio was back for the first half. He played decent, didn't play bad considering he's just come back from injury. But they did bring on Haller on at half time, who didn't do much. Let's be really honest here. It's Haller, he doesn't do much. But no, it's a good win for West Ham.
So they were our Premier League results and reactions to them games.
And we are back. Welcome to HC Sports Radio, and we are now moving on to Will's weekly quiz. This is where I answer Joe some weekly questions about sports, and we will see how many points he can get each week. Moving on to the first question. Which big English club in the Premier League just announced their brand new stadium extension? We've got A, Man City, B, Chelsea, or C, Liverpool.
This could sound really bad, but I've got no idea. I've actually got no idea. What's your reaction?
We've got Man City for A, Chelsea for B, and Liverpool for C.
I know Liverpool have recently had their done with the main stand.
Yeah.
I know Chelsea were looking into it, but I know City were as well.
Yeah.
I think Stamford Bridge needs to be bigger.
It does, yeah.
What's that? Chelsea B?
Chelsea's B. Yeah.
I would say B, Chelsea.
It is actually Liverpool again. It's
Is
Liverpool
it?
again, yeah.
I had no idea.
They've just agreed a brand new stand extension onto the main road of where Anfield is. I don't know how many more it's going to hold, but I just know that they've agreed with the Premier League.
I didn't know that. I didn't even hear about that.
No, I've only just heard about it. Moving on to the next question, which will probably be one of the most hard questions. Which non-league side qualified for the third round of the FA Cup this week? We've got A, Marine AFC. We've got B, which is #United, and we've got C, which is Pickering Town.
Well, I know Hashtag got knocked out in
Yes,
one of the early rounds.
Yeah, they wanted I wanted them to go through. To be fair,
I know Marine played the other day, and the only reason why I know this is because of the goalkeeper.
yeah,
The goalkeeper going down to the co-op.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
buying
yeah,
the
yeah.
bits.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
saw
only
that.
reason why
Yeah.
I know it's a Marine.
No, it is a.
To
it's
be
Marine
fair,
FC,
I do
yeah.
like a bit of non-league,
I do as well. Yeah.
but FA Cup wise, I didn't know who was left.
No, I didn't either. To be fair.
But from them options you gave me, what was the last one? Pickering.
Yeah, Pickering
Never
Town.
even heard of them.
No, I haven't
Never
either.
even heard of them. Hashtag I know they went out early. Obviously they're on YouTube. Everyone.
Yeah,
knows
yeah.
them. Marine is only because of their keeper.
Yeah.
Plays at him.
So yeah, it is Marine
Their-
FC.
their keeper's just got me the point there.
Yeah. Amazingly, they have got a hard third round as well. They've got Tottenham in the third round at home.
innit? Yeah.
At home, they are at home. So hopefully, them being home will give them a bit of advantage to knock out the Premier League leaders at the moment. It's a big game for
Big game, yeah.
It's a big game for Marine.
Yeah.
But-
Sure, I think if I was a part of the FA, I'd say change the picture. Have it at Tottenham. So you've got a non-league team playing at a Premier League stadium.
Oh, that would be yeah. Moving on to the next question. This is about the WSL, the Women's Super League in football. What team is currently top of the WSL? We've got A, Manchester United. We've got B, which is Everton, and we've got C, which is Tottenham.
I know. Yeah, I want to say I know it's not Man United, but now I said that it probably would be. I think Tottenham beat West Ham. I think Tottenham beat West Ham early on.
I
Or
think
was
so.
that? No, that was Arsenal. That was Arsenal. Who's the Everton?
Yeah.
Everton. I've not really seen a lot of Everton.
No, I haven't either.
I think Tottenham women won a few games. I'm going to say Tottenham.
No, it's not.
It's Everton, isn't it?
It's Man United.
What?
Man United are top
No
of the
way.
WSL at the moment. Tottenham are down there. I think they're 11th.
No way.
Uh,
I know West Ham are quite low.
Everton
and
are
I think.
mid-table.
Was it Man United?
Yeah, Man United are top.
I don't think they done well last year.
No, I don't think they did. But amazingly they are top. Yeah.
Wow.
So
So I've only got 1 point out of 3.
yeah.
1 out of 3.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll get the last two.
Right. This is about rugby. Rugby has been odd at the moment,
Yeah.
men's and women's rugby. What was the score in the Autumn Nations final between England and Wales this year? We've got A, 12-22. We've got B, 24-13. And we've got C, 29-11.
England at home?
I think so. Yeah, they were at home.
What was the 3 options again, sorry?
We've got 12-22. We've got 24-13. And we've got 29-11.
I don't think we scored nearly 30 points, so I'm going to say 24-13.
13.
24-13.
That was the correct answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure England were at home, so I crossed out A straight away.
Yeah.
And again, C, I don't think we scored nearly 30 points, so...
No, yeah, it was 24-13. We did end up winning the Autumn Nations League, which is big. It's a good thing for the
100%.
English rugby team. We got close to the World Cup couple last year, was it?
Yeah.
Got to the semi-finals, but yeah, take it. That's 2 out of 4 for you, Joe. We're moving on to our last question. England in the little like semi-ashes that they kind of have. They beat. Who are they beating at the moment? They're beating them 2-0 on aggregate of games. We've got
If
A.
you tell me the options, I think I'll get it. 'cause I see it on Sky the other day. I'm sure I did.
It's either A, Pakistan, B, the West Indies, or C, South Africa.
I had in my head straight away India.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say... I'm going to tell the West Indies.
No, it's not. It's South Africa. They're going into their final game today. I don't know if they've won or not, but they are in a 2-1, 2-0 lead. But yeah, it was South Africa, so that's 2 out of 5 for Joe this week.
I will beat that next week.
We will have this again next week when we have Will's weekly quiz.
So recently I took up an interview with Sam Walker, who is a football coach, owns his own company that I work with. And it was how has lockdown through COVID times affected his business. I'm Joe Stackable. I'm with Sam Walker, who works within football and owner of Walker Sports. So firstly, how has COVID affected business within football?
It's had pros and cons. It's stumbled a lot of things. I've had to stop and start again on 2 occasions. But when we do produce, it's better than ever. I've had a higher standard of players. A lot of players coming in, they're eager, they want to learn, they've got a bit more motivation behind them. I think they've really missed playing football. So, it's good to see the motivation and the energy levels.
What's going to be the most challenging thing coming back into football after the second lockdown?
I'm worried that people will give up, players will give up, the stop and start. Maybe cautious about being around in bigger groups for games and stuff like that. But on the flip side, again, like I just said, like motivated. They're watching the pros. They're watching all these home videos. They may be that buzz. And I've certainly seen it when we've restarted a few times. There's definitely a buzz in the air, and I've seen a lot of quality since going back and playing football again.
So, girls' elite teams can start to train again. How did it make you feel that they couldn't at the start of lockdown?
Yeah, not fair at all. We're all about equal rights now. I was truly gutted to hear that the girls' football couldn't start up again. I'm glad that's now changed, but it shouldn't have been the case. It should have been playing. I certainly think that football can be played in this climate. It just needs to be monitored better. We need safeguarding. We need people out there who's going to manage the parents, the players, and make sure we can get this running for sure.
How do you feel about the fact that young people can go to school, college, for example, but can't play grassroots football in open space?
Again, strange. I think kids need to be playing football. It's great for their mental health, physical, emotionally, socially. I find it strange. I think it could be well monitored. Like we said, there could be someone in the club who could make sure the transitions between games. I mean, sometimes we have 2 or 3 games on one pitch on a Sunday or a Saturday. So if it was well monitored, gaps between games, we've got to be careful of light as well, obviously, because this time of year. But I definitely think it could be manageable, and hopefully after December the 2nd we can get going again.
Thank you for your time.
So I just want to say thank you to Sam for that interview, and I've got one question for you, Will. How do you think Project Restart went for the Premier League?
I think at the beginning it went okay. It wasn't too bad. Obviously they could have dealt with it a lot better. I mean, having no fans in the stadium was bad enough. The teams having water breaks obviously helped them get back to full fitness and get them going again. But I think they handled it pretty well. Obviously they're having troubles now, but no, I think it went alright.
Do you think the league were harsh to play all them games all in that short amount of time?
I think
Do you think they could have extended it?
I think they had to. I know the Premier League. I know the Premier League and the FA do get a lot of stick, but no, I really do think they had to play them amount of games in that space of time, because if they didn't, then when was the Premier League going to return?
Yeah, I still think if they played it a bit longer, they didn't really need that big break in between. They didn't really, because they've had however many months off anyway.
Yeah, true.
So they didn't really need it. So
yeah,
I think
it's
I think it would have worked out.
But
I think either way they done it, it would have worked out.
oh yeah.
And we'll be back next week.